campus of Xavier University.
Look.
WBOK Go and Equity Media Station.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. Hillary Clinton says Ukraine's fight against Russia is a fight for all of us, calling it our war.
If that's what President Trump is now recognizing, more to him. I'm glad to see it.
Her comments came on MSNBC's Morning Joe a day after President Trump met with Ukraine's President Zelensky and said Ukraine could reclaim all its territory. Wells Fargo is settling a lawsuit over fake DEI interviews for jobs already filled. The lawsuit alleges that Wells Fargo conducted sham interviews to meet diversity hiring mandates. The bank denies wrongdoing, but court approval is expected by October 13th. And Black DC Metro Transit officer Cachet Fields uses her photographic memory to ID suspects and solve major crimes. As a BOLO specialist, she's helped crack cases from robbery to homicide, earning praise for her sharp mind and respect for all. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
The following is a paid program and does not necessarily express the views or opinions of Equity Media, its management, staff, or affiliates of WBOK.
Another Black to Business on this September the 24th, 2025 at 12 noon. As I always say, I know you're enjoying your lunch break, so whatever you're eating today, I hope it's good. And I know it's got to be good if you are taking a break to eat your meal, but also this show is going to be good because you're taking your break, you're eating your meal, and you're going to spend the next 30 minutes with us. Today, I have with me none other than some movers and shakers and leaders of not only the New Orleans community, but of this world and of this state, and also of the New Orleans Regional Black Chamber of Commerce. To my right, I have my man, 50 Grand, a board member for the New Orleans Regional Black Chamber of Commerce, who has been on the board forever. The OG of OGs, my elder frat brother, Brother Eddie Robinson Sr.,
yes,
the owner, the founder, the leader of L&R Security. Brother Ed, what do you have to say to the listening audience? I know you're always listening, but today you don't get to listen. You get to be a part of the show. So what do you have to tell the people?
Well, I thought I was coming in to observe and just to see where we are, but the Black Chamber is such a great organization, a great opportunity for small business to become a part of, that I've been on there for years and years, and I'm going to stop saying years and years. But it is a great opportunity to be here today to say no, but
leaving a legacy for sure.
All right, and to my left, the man who really needs no introduction because his presence and when he walks into the room, everybody always gives him acknowledgement and always bows and this, that, and the other and shows their gratitude towards him. So I have with me none other than the founder and CEO of Career Immersion and Leadership Institute, 501c3 nonprofit, and former chairman of the board of directors of the New Orleans Regional Black Chamber of Commerce. So I'm going to introduce to some and present to others my guy, Perry Shows.
Yes.
Perry,
yes.
Can you please tell the listening audience who is Perry Shows?
Oh, hey, I'm New Orleans native. So I'll go through, graduated from John Mack. So 7th Ward, from a little bit of Gertown, a little bit of St. Bernard Project, and then moved away for a bit and came back with a purpose. I came back to do, I think, some good stuff that should be supportive of Black businesses thriving, Black community thriving, just in general, the community thriving and doing good work. And, since I've been back serving on the chamber board, serving on my background's HR, so serving on Society for Human Resources Board as the president, and and started a nonprofit. And that nonprofit, the center of it is about helping Black and brown college students be successful in their pursuit of career. So not just that you got a piece of paper, but how do you get prepared for whatever your thoughts are about, the world of work is European and it's colonization and all that stuff. We still have to navigate in it, right? And even if you're in a position like Mr. Ed and myself, where we're entrepreneurs, you still have to run your business on a level that people will give you contracts and want to work with you. So whatever you're doing in life, you got to be on point. And so there's a bunch of things that I wish somebody would have told me when I was younger. And that's the real core about what we're trying to do in Career Immersion Leadership Institute.
Okay.
Is get to our younger generation, take the covers off, tell them everything, give them experiences, get them armed and dangerous, and then, get them prepared. And so we do all stuff like financial literacy.
So before we kick the can on down the road,
All right.
what is the Career Immersion and Leadership Institute, and how did it get started? So that's your baby, that's your brainchild.
Yes. So
All right.
I'm the founder.
So talk to us.
I had the privilege of working living in New Jersey, Chicago, Miami, all working for companies like Nabisco and Kraft Foods. During those period of times I was in human resources, I saw a lot of interns in those big companies in accounting, marketing, finance, IT, whatever. And those companies bring students in, give them experience, and then they try to hire them. And then if you get inside those kinds of companies, you typically can be set for life. It's a game changer kind of a thing. But I think in general, having experience and somebody show you the professional ropes is important, right? So even like being here, we don't have Kraft Foods and Nabisco's here, like the way we're in Chicago and stuff like that. But we still have, companies like Mr. Ed. He wants good people in his and his company, helping run his business, do sales, do business development, that kind of stuff. So we need the younger people that are coming out of college. That's our middle class. That's our, people that, again, need to know how to present themselves and operate in a world where somebody's going to give them banking, somebody's going to, give them a contract. All those kinds of things is about who you are, how you present yourself, how you represent yourself in those, things. Mr. Ed can tell you, you're going to try to get for a contract with somebody. It's about who you are and how you represent yourself. And so we try to get to the students. In particular, our lane was choosing college students. So, people say you could have chose other. We chose college students because there are a lot of Black and brown people that have degrees that are underemployed or unemployed.
Right.
You watch what happened with DEI. All the people that got fired out of DEI are well-educated, degrees, all that stuff, and a lot of them are unemployed because of that rift. So,
and believe it or not, DEI is real. And although the Supreme Court is supposed to be ruling on it, and this, that, and the other, and I don't think they did, but it's still happening. Although I don't think they did rule on saying that, hey, DEI is in place and you got to get rid of Black, like we had to vote a while ago on whether or not we was going to be the New Orleans Regional Black Chamber of Commerce or not, and remove Black out our name, and other organizations would have to do the same. But although the Supreme Court has not ruled, or it has not been known that they ruled or not, we are still, companies that are Black and brown are still suffering from the ramifications of DEI.
Sure.
So a lot of positions, a lot of companies are being eliminated. That's the key word now. It's eliminated because of a lot of this DEI stuff. So, Brother Ed, I know you here as a guest, but guess what? Today you're a guest host, so you can answer.
But I like to answer the question. We have a lot of new industry moving here in New Orleans. The whole downtown development district.
Sure.
The Shell is coming here. building a building down there. So therefore, I think you're going to need those skills
Correct.
that you have here in the city of New Orleans.
That's correct.
You know, so we constantly expanding.
Yep.
And even not in New Orleans, but if you need to go to Baton Rouge. But kids, you're right. People didn't tell us anything about business
That's correct.
coming up. I didn't even know I was going into business.
Right.
You're right.
I went into business by accident because I was working at the Superdome. And somebody said, "Do you want to be a bodyguard?" I said, "I don't want to be a bodyguard." Well, hell, 40 years later, I own a security company.
Sure.
right.
You know, and of course, my daughters and them are mentoring every day. But I just think that the idea that you have is great, you know.
Right.
But we also need to get with our universities, like you said, get the students. You know, we have a new chairman at SUNO,
Yeah, yeah.
and that's something that you may want to reach out to.
Yeah, for sure. And then I'll say this, that culture of New Orleans, we are a majority and minority city.
Correct.
We have a bunch of colleges and universities here. And if our kids go to college and nobody hires them, they're going to Houston,
Right.
they're going to Austin, they're going to Atlanta, and we're not going to have quality people here to do the work we need. So we need that. And if the next generation leaves, like all of the culture,
Gone.
we are the culture of the city.
Cultivate.
You take African Americans, Indians, you know, even the Latinx is coming here. You take that out of the city, the culture is what, Dallas? Houston? Like, we are different because of our culture. And we need to make sure that if our kids are going and educating themselves, that they are benefiting from, like Mr. Ed's talking about, the new industries that are coming. Like, we have to prepare them. Like, you know, not to go, and there's nothing wrong with going work out on the rigs. I'm talking about vice president. I'm talking about president. I'm talking about director level in meaningful jobs from a corporate perspective. Or, you know, a lot of times we talk about, well, let's teach a kid trade.
Right.
For me, if I teach you how to be a great plumber, put your name on the truck. Right? And if you put your name on the truck, now you got to understand marketing. Now you got to understand accounting. Now you got to understand IT, right? You have to have enough understanding of how a business operates to operate a business, and that is educating yourself.
And
Right.
those are some of the workshops. Those are some of the workshops and classes that the New Orleans Regional Black Chamber
Absolutely.
Congress have been doing and will be doing. So coming soon. So get ready to put it on your calendar. We will have some AI trainings. We will have some how to start a business trainings and things of that nature, so you too can learn what is necessary to be done for you to be in this business world of owning something of your own. So right now, today, if you want to be a part of the conversation, if you want to call in, if you have some questions, please dial 504-582-9422, and you too can be on the air with us. So in the meantime, in between time, I'm sitting in between two men who are great at what they're doing. So, Brother Perry,
Yes, sir.
how long has the Career Emerging and Leadership Institute been in existence?
Incorporated in 2019.
Okay.
We had our first cohort of students in 2021 in February. So we literally, our first meeting was in that conference room above the beignet shop in City Park.
Ah,
We had to measure 6 feet apart. We had to take students' temperatures. But
Big change.
They showed up because they were hungry for someone to help them understand how to network, how to build their resume, how to present themselves professionally. So the students came,
right.
and every year our cohorts have gotten bigger and bigger. 2024, so our first work is about helping students getting prepared to go interview and get paid internship opportunities.
That's
Paid internship opportunities. 2024, we had 68 kids through our program got paid internship opportunities. We had a little bit of a drawback this year because of all the stuff around DEI. A lot of things went, but
Now, can you say that again? What is this? What is the intern opportunities?
internship opportunities,
No, they are what?
They are paid.
Paid. They're not free 99.
No.
So 9 times out of 10, most people are getting interns, and it's free to the
Yeah.
employers. It's free labor.
Yes.
So this is, my man is talking about paid interns.
Yes.
And you do not get that every day.
You
So,
don't.
as you were.
And I'm going to say this, that we try to definitely, so my time at the Black Chamber, I realized that there's a lot of small businesses with leaders like Mr. Ed and his daughters who are open to nurturing and showing the next generation accounting or in sales and all that stuff. We've had a lot of success with linking students to small businesses, inclusive care on the West Bank, Dr. Williams.
Dr. Williams. Yeah.
What's up, Doc?
VPG Construction helped us out in the very beginning.
Okay.
Stephen Jones at Care 11. Krista Ponce Dyson was our chair. She had interns in marketing in a company. So to me, where we connect the Black Chamber to career immersion is Black small businesses, to me, is the HBCU of the business world. We have to bring kids into our companies and teach them how to run businesses and show them what running a business and all that stuff looks like. All of them think it's like, oh, I'm going to be an influencer. Sure, you could be an influencer, but you could also be an accounting and have a CPA firm. You could also have, a marketing where you're doing graphic designs and logos and all that stuff. Those are all things, we have students, student came freshman in college at UNO. By the time he was a sophomore, he had an LLC and was doing graphic design because he had gained experience getting paid and decided I could do this myself for $15 an hour or $20 an hour. And, he has an LLC. So we want to, same thing for accounting. You're going to school for accounting, get QuickBooks certified.
Right.
We can connect you to a bunch of Black-owned businesses, small businesses that need help with getting their books done.
Well,
right?
Perry, I got to commend you on that.
Yep.
Because people don't think we use services
Sure.
as small businesses.
Yeah, we use a lot.
They think that we just exist.
Yep.
But we have to be tax. We got to do tax.
Yep.
We got to do accounting.
You got to do law.
Got to do payroll.
Yep.
We got to do it all just like any major corporation. It may be on a smaller scale, but we still have to do that.
Yep.
Right.
And our biggest problem is that having people come behind us to learn the business and want to be in our businesses.
Correct.
Right.
Yep.
So, Perry, how does anyone from the listening audience get in contact with you to either get an intern or to have somebody to be in the program?
So our website is www.internshiptalent.org.
Okay.
If you go to Google and you type in CILI, we should pop up somewhere in the top 5 or 10. So CILI stands for our initials, Career Immersion Leadership Institute. And we've been around for 5 years. We are a nonprofit, and so we rely on donations, contributions, all that stuff. So if I I got to plug. So one of the other things that we started in our second year, we created a case competition. So
Let's put a plug in there.
Yep.
And as I was about to say, that was gonna be the next
Yeah.
thing. Like the songwriter said, we're about to dive into it.
Yes.
So right now, Perry, as you was about to state, what you was about to start talking about, tell us about the marketing case competition.
Yep.
When is it, and how can we get the public involved?
So pitch night is on November the 19th. It's a Wednesday. It's going to be at the shops above Contemporary Art Center. And so that is the night that we're going to have. By that time, we will have picked the small business. So if you're a small business owner, if you're a member of the Black Chamber or an alumni of Propeller, you can apply to be the business that is selected, right? So you have to get on the link. We can send you from the Black Chamber. We can get it from Propeller. And you can enter your business to be the case. So 2 years we've had Element Beverage was our first year. The second year was our friend Francis Love from Peace and Serenity Spa. And last year we had Mr. Joel Horton has a business building houses with hemp material. So the college students from teams from Nicholls State, Tulane, Loyola, we've had students from Nicholls State, Southeastern. We're trying to get Xavier and Suno, Southern Baton Rouge to come in. We've had a team from Dillard once. They will, those business owners will spend time with the students, explain their business, tell them what the challenge is, and on pitch night, those students come in with a deck and pitch the owner on what they think is the solution to their business. Right? So that owner, if we have 7 teams, they're going to get 7 different proposals pitched to them on how to fix their business. So this was a collide when I was the chair of the board with the chamber and working in the career immersion. How do I bring these together? Right? How do I showcase the talent? Because sometimes we have a difficult opinion about the younger generation. But I work with them all day, every day. They're smart. They're hungry. And this is an opportunity for us to showcase these students and have them connected to a real business problem, not something academically in a book. They're going to be setting across and pitching the person who really owns that business. And they're going to be judged on how well they solve that person's problems. And then all 3 of those businesses use the proposals.
Got it. So it's like a Shark Tank for business.
It's we call it. You'll see on our flyers. It's Shark Tank meets Gen Z is what we're calling it.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
So that's on November the 19th. So if you go to our website, you can buy a ticket. So our tickets are $1 plus $15, which is how much we want to pay our students. So we're trying to build a fund.
Okay.
So every ticket will fund an hour of wages for one of our students, and then we're going to use that pool of money, and then we can connect our students to small businesses to give them an intern and then share in the cost. So we want to pay them $15. You pay $7.50 an hour. We'll pay them $7.50 an hour, and then you get a student who can come work in your business, and we're going to share the cost. I'm trying to flip it on its head by saying we need to do something. Everybody has to have skin in the game. And when I started this, I was intentional on showing that the talent is here. We have it here. We just have to grow and nurture it and train it, tell it, show it, all that stuff. I'll tell you, I have to have Uncle Perry conversations. One of those, your uncle go boy, I'm getting ready to hit you upside of your head or whatever. My young lady, let me come over here and talk to you about whatever that is. But that's the environment. So we have to tell them young. We have to give them an experience. And, I've had students who went to work and didn't do well, and that company fired them. We didn't kick them out of our program, though, because our program is to develop them for the future. So you failed. Now I'm going to talk to you about how you recover from a failure, right? And help you understand how to grow and develop. So our next cohort starts in December. So we have applications open now for this. So if you have a college student in your life, that's a sophomore, freshman, junior, senior, or even graduate students, and they're looking for help with their career, they can apply. We have a 3-step application process, and then they are brought into our cohort. They go through the first year of training with us, which is involved in helping them with everything soup to nuts. And when the Black Chamber has its Women's Leadership Conference coming up, we're going to have students there. because we want them in the room with other leaders to network with them and interact with them. So like that's a way for chamber members to give back to this generation and for the generation to see other leaders who look like them, maybe doing what they're doing, to be in the same room with them and all of that stuff. So we do all kinds of things where it's putting that student in the place where they see themselves at the next level. If they see it, they can believe it.
Well, Perry, from my point, I think you're saying something good because you're a second chance.
Yeah.
Because everybody gets in an environment, and that might not be the right environment.
Absolutely.
That doesn't mean that student is not smart, not capable.
Yep.
It's just that environment.
Yep.
So giving them a second chance, even some cases in our case, a third chance.
Absolutely.
To give them an opportunity to realize, you know what? I thought I was here, but I'm really here.
Yeah.
And so that program you talk about.
That is the growth process.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
That is the growth process. That is the process of somebody being candid to say to you, let's talk about what you did wrong. What you did wrong, right? Because you could blame the company all you want to, but you are responsible for yourself. When you go into that company, you're supposed to be on point, And I still a student, if we were able to get you an internship, when you go into that internship, you are coming out of that internship with a network and people who are willing to give you a recommendation or hire you. Right? Somebody in there should want to say, "Oh Lord, I want Ed. Right. I want him on my team." Right? And that's what you're doing. You have to be on point.
So listening audience, we have a couple of more minutes left. So if you do want to dial in or call in, please dial in to 504-582-9422. Community calendar on Friday, September the 26th, 2025. We will be partnering with the New Orleans Chamber of Commerce for their Mayoral Candidates Forum. This will also be in conjunction with the LGBTQ plus chamber, as well as the Hispanic Chamber. And we all will be there at the Hotel Monte Leon from 8 till I think 9:30. So it'll be a early morning breakfast. All of the candidates who are the ones that are polling pretty high will be there. So we ask that you be there as well. I think you can still get tickets to be there. I think it's $150 a person, $1,500 a table. And then on Friday, October the 24th, 2025, the New Orleans Regional Black Chamber of Commerce will be hosting the Phenomenal Woman Empowerment Conference. Eventbrite is being set up. So please, 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 in the words of James Brown, please get your tickets. Please be there. We will have some high-powered speakers, some high-powered panel discussions, as well as some workshops. So please have your face in the place. Brother Perry, Brother Ed, do you have some closing words or remarks for the listening audience as we exit the building for today?
Yes, I would say we're always looking for people to help us out, whether it's coaches or if you want an intern or if you got college students in your life. www.internshiptalent.org. Our phone numbers are there, emails are there. Call us, get involved. It's a community.
And if you're looking for any employment, go to info@lrsecurity.com. But my last statement is Suno Bash this week.
Yes.
I'm here representing Suno. We have the bash on Saturday at the Sheraton Hotel from 7 to 10, and we need your help. It's a small business like our business.
Yep.
Please get your tickets. Please be there. And everybody else that is traveling to Baton Rouge this weekend as the Southern University A&M College takes on Jackson State University, have a safe trip and go Jags.
Go Jags.
Peace.